Have you ever been into a situation wherein you could not understand why your child is not able to learn any particular concept? Or maybe why your child is unable to cope up with the pace of the classroom? So, here today I'm going to give you an answer to it. Before I start with the explanation of the difficult terms and all, I would like to tell you something about the learners. So, when we talk about children, they have their own particular style of learning. And sometimes they also require teachers who can teach in the same way in which they can learn. So, basically, the teachers who can teach the way the child can learn comes under a particular category. For an example, if I have a child in my class who doesn't learn at the same pace the way others are learning in the classroom, I need to change my teaching style and strategy according to the need of the child. So when we talk about such needs, such particular patterns of teaching, they all come under the umbrella of special education. So special education is nothing more than different from its name. It is the special way of teaching, or maybe it is the special way of catering the special or unique needs of the child. Maybe there are children who can understand or who can grasp the concepts in one go, or maybe they can easily understand whatever is being taught in the classroom. But at times, we have seen children who require some special attention from the people who can make things easier according to their understanding, or maybe making them little more challenging for them so that they can learn with a competitive spirit. So this is how a special educator works. When we are talking about special education, it is not restricted to the people who are having any sort of difficulty in learning. It can also be named as learning disability, or maybe autism, or other disabilities. So if it is not something disability, it can also be a challenging child, wherein the child needs a lot more, from the teacher, wherein he can or she can give him a lot more competition to learn. So that is also coming under the umbrella of special education. Today, we are going to talk about the disability and their teaching strategies. First of all, if I talk about autism, autism is a disability, is a condition wherein the child is little less aware of all the environment around and sometimes has difficulty in interacting with the environment. And at that times, the child does not understand how to get information from the environment and how to replicate that information. When it comes to the regular classroom teacher, the teachers also face a little difficulty while getting the correct assessment of the information the child already has. Or sometimes, it is also very difficult to understand what all the child knows. So what happens? They also take some of the expert advices from the special educators. And those special educators do tell teachers how to incorporate those concepts in the daily learning and how to assess those concepts in the regular classroom. This all happens here or everywhere around the world. But what happens when the child does not get the right information or right academic knowledge from the regular classroom? Then the job of a special educator comes. The special educators teaches the child in such a way wherein the child can easily understand whatever concept is being taught. We just do not open a board or a pen or a paper in front of the child and ask the child to just replicate whatever he knows. But in fact, we change the strategy, we change the material required, we change the entire pattern of teaching. For an example, to make it a little easier for you, if I say, if you have to teach a child how to write a letter, maybe A, B, or C, what would you say? You might say we can start with tracing, or maybe we can say we can start with, showing up a lot of videos to the child so the child can understand how to identify and what is the formation, or maybe buying some online programs wherein the child can do a lot more on the computer. So when it comes to special education, I would say, why not to start with a sun play, right? For an example, you have a big tray, okay? Fill it with the sand around, clean and neat sand. You can buy it from the market. There is play sand available in the stores, in the toy stores, or maybe you can buy it from the Amazon. So once you just, put the sand in the tray, ask your child to just make an A with the finger. Because here, what am I trying to teach my child is to form A, is to get to know what is the flow of the finger, flow of the hand to form A. So here I'm teaching the child the flow, the pattern, the trace that goes into the brain, and it creates a permanent image there. Once the child is done with this, the child will never struggle with the formation of any particular letter. So this is how the special educator changes the entire strategy of teaching. And they also accommodate themselves according to the need of the child. We do not plan our lessons in a way wherein today I'm going to teach this and this, and anyhow I have to finish up with this concept. But what I do is, according to the mood and according to the learning capacity of the child, I have to plan my lessons. So I have to plan entire different way wherein the child can be engaged and can get the concept in the very first book. Not maybe the first book, maybe a little later, but yes, they should understand what is being taught to them. Okay, so I hope it is little more clear to you all what special education means. And now I would like to talk about how does it actually help children. So basically, when I understand that this child, this particular child has a little difficulty in terms of understanding what is being taught in the class. Okay, so what will I do here is I will start talking about what my child knows. Okay, and then I will associate that learning with the new concept which is to be taught in the session. So once the child knows something associated to the new learning, it gives a kick to the child, and children start learning at a very slow pace, and gradually they learn the concept. So this is how we plan the entire flow of the session. Now, if you have any questions regarding this, please write to us.